pre-Russell era. Before the NBA became the global powerhouse it is today, it was a gamble, an idea cooked up in 1946 by hockey arena owners desperate to make money on nights without ice. They called it the Basketball Association of America, and it launched with just 11 teams. The very first game, the New York Knicks against the Toronto Huskies, was played in front of curious fans who had no idea they were witnessing history. New York pulled out a 2-point win, and in that moment, professional basketball had its shaky start. Joe Fulks emerged as the league's first star, a scoring machine dropping over 23 points per game, absurd for that era, and leading the Philadelphia Warriors to the inaugural championship. But the victory parade was short-lived. Financial instability hit hard. 4 franchises folded immediately after that first season, shrinking the league to just 7 teams. Then, in year 2, the Baltimore Bullets came over from another league and, shockingly, won it all. The season was just 48 games long, yet Max Zaslavsky still claimed the scoring crown. Then the BAA made its boldest move, poaching the Minneapolis Lakers and their towering superstar George Mikan from the rival National Basketball League. McCann was a revelation, scoring nearly 30 a night and bulldozing opponents in the finals. By 1949, the BAA and NBL merged into one unified NBA, boasting 17 teams in 3 divisions. But despite expansion, teams kept folding under financial strain, and by 1950, the roster was back down to 11. One bright spot, the barrier-breaking debut of Earl Lloyd, the first African-American to play in an NBA game, soon followed by Chuck Cooper and Nat Clifton. The seeds of change were planted, but the game itself still felt slow and deliberate, until a few years later, when one rule change would crank the pace and ignite a whole new style of basketball. Wilt and Russell era. By 1957, Boston was ready to rise. Rookie Bill Russell joined the Celtics and instantly transformed them into champions. In the decisive Game 7 of the finals, he grabbed an astonishing 32 rebounds, helping secure the team's first title. Bob Cousy orchestrated the offense, and Boston's suffocating defense set the tone for a dynasty. But in 1958, the St. Louis Hawks broke through. Russell sprained his ankle in the finals, and Bob Pettit went nuclear, scoring 50 points in the clinching game. That would be the lone blemish in a run of dominance unlike anything before or since. By 1959, Boston began its historic streak of 8 straight championships, with Russell owning the glass and Cousy controlling the tempo. Then came the seismic arrival of Wilt Chamberlain in 1960. As a rookie, Wilt averaged 37 points and 27 rebounds, a statistical reality so extreme it barely seemed real. He scored in ways no one could defend, but Russell's Celtics still found ways to eliminate his Warriors from contention. In 1962, Wilt scored 100 points in a single game, a record that still stands, and averaged over 50 points for the season. Yet Russell once again claimed MVP and the championship. The rivalry became the NBA's heartbeat, Wilt with overwhelming individual dominance, Russell with unshakable team success. In 1967, Wilt finally broke through, leading the Sixers to 68 wins and dismantling Boston on the way to a championship. But in 1968, Russell, now both player and coach, engineered a stunning comeback from a 3-1 deficit against Wilt's Sixers before beating the Lakers in the finals. This was the era where the NBA learned that greatness came in more than one form. Sheer force could win battles, but discipline and teamwork could build empires, and the next star to arrive would change everything again. Kareem era. In 1969, Boston closed the book on its dynasty. Bill Russell captured his 11th championship, the most by any player in NBA history, and then walked away from the game. In an unprecedented twist, Jerry West of the Lakers was named Finals MVP, despite losing. That same year, a generational talent was about to step on the court. Lou Alcindor, soon to be known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, entered the league in 1970 and immediately became a problem for everyone. As a rookie, he averaged nearly 29 points and 15 rebounds, transforming the Milwaukee Bucks from last place to 56 wins. By his second season, Kareem teamed up with the legendary Oscar Robertson, and together they were unstoppable, winning 66 games and sweeping the finals. Kareem was named MVP, led the league in scoring, and introduced the skyhook, a move that would become the most unstoppable shot in basketball history. Meanwhile, the Lakers were still chasing another title, eventually breaking the record with a 33-game win streak in 1972. That year, Chamberlain adapted his game, becoming a pass-first center, and finally delivered Jerry West his long-awaited ring. Kareem, however, wasn't done. He kept racking up MVP awards, dominating offensively, and controlling the glass. The mid-70s brought surprises. The Knicks won in 1973, Nate Archibald led the league in both points and assists in 1973, and the Celtics took the 1974 title in a 7-game war against Kareem's Bucks. In 1975, the Golden State Warriors shocked the league, sweeping a heavily favored Bullets team behind Rick Barry's scoring brilliance. That same offseason, Kareem asked out of Milwaukee and landed in Los Angeles, where he would spend the rest of his career rewriting record books. The ABA-NBA merger in 1977 injected fresh talent like Julius Erving, reshaping the league's style and energy. But even with all this change, Kareem was the constant. MVP trophies piling up, skyhook still untouchable, and his presence redefining what dominance looked like in the post-Russell, post-Wilt world. Magic and Bird era. In 1978, the Washington Bullets claimed their first championship, led by the rugged play of Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes. A year later, the Seattle Supersonics returned the favor, flipping the finals result with Dennis Johnson and Gus Williams leading the charge. But in the background, a college rivalry was brewing that would alter the NBA's future. In 1979, Magic Johnson's Michigan State defeated Larry Bird's Indiana State for the NCAA title, setting up a professional rivalry that would fuel the league for the next decade. That same year, Magic joined the Lakers and Bird joined the Celtics. Magic's rookie season was cinematic, stepping in for an injured Kareem at center in the finals and winning both the game and finals MVP. Bird, meanwhile, turned a 29-win Celtics team into a 61-win powerhouse, taking Rookie of the Year honors. By 1981, Bird had his first championship, defeating a Rockets team that improbably made the finals with a losing record. The Lakers responded in 1982, with Pat Riley taking over mid-season and officially launching Showtime. In 1983, Moses Malone joined Julius Erving on the Sixers, leading them to one of the most dominant seasons ever and a final sweep of the Lakers. The next year brought an iconic showdown. Celtics versus Lakers in a Game 7, with Bird winning both the championship and MVP. The Lakers struck back in 1985, Kareem earning Finals MVP at 38 years old. In 1986, Boston assembled one of the greatest teams ever, winning 67 games and storming to another title. But in 1987, Magic hit his prime, earning his first regular season MVP and beating Boston again in the finals. By 1988, the Lakers became the first team since Russell's Celtics to win back-to-back titles, while Michael Jordan was winning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. The Magic-Bird rivalry not only drove ratings, but transformed the NBA into a cultural phenomenon, setting the stage for Jordan to take the torch. Bad Boys era. The late 80s belonged to Detroit's Bad Boys, a team that didn't just play physical basketball, they weaponized it. In 1989, after years of being the Eastern Conference's most hated team, the Pistons finally broke through, sweeping the Lakers in the finals. Joe Dumars won Finals MVP, but the identity of this team came from its grit, Isaiah Thomas's leadership, Bill Laimbeer's bruising play, and Dennis Rodman's relentless rebounding. Their defense suffocated opponents, holding teams under 96 points a game. The Jordan rules became infamous, an entire defensive scheme designed to exhaust Michael Jordan with constant double teams and hard fouls. In 1990, Detroit doubled down, winning 59 games and taking the finals again, this time against the Portland Trail Blazers. Isaiah's legendary third quarter in Game 5 sealed it, with Vinnie Johnson hitting the series-clinching shot. Rodman kept dominating the boards, and Dumars was as steady as ever. But by 1991, the end was near. Jordan's Bulls swept them in the Eastern Conference Finals, signaling a power shift. The Pistons walked off without shaking hands, cementing their role as villains in NBA lore. Their reign was brief but unforgettable, a 2-year stretch of intimidation, calculated chaos, and championship execution. They didn't care about being liked, they cared about breaking you mentally and physically. And soon, the man they tried to contain would become the face of a new dynasty. Jordan era. By 1991, the Chicago Bulls were done knocking on the door, they kicked it down. Michael Jordan stormed through the league, winning MVP, sweeping the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals, and taking out Magic Johnson's Lakers in 5 games to secure his first title. His Finals MVP was the start of something historic. In 1992, Jordan repeated as both league MVP and champion, dismantling Portland in the finals. Game 1's shrug after hitting 6 first-half threes became an instant legend. That summer, he led the Dream Team in Barcelona, a roster so dominant it changed basketball worldwide. The next year brought Charles Barkley's MVP season, but Jordan made it personal. sensational, averaging over 40 points per game in the finals and clinching a third straight title. Then tragedy struck. Jordan's father was murdered, and he shocked the sports world by walking away from basketball in October 1993. Without him, Hakeem Olajuwon's Rockets took over, winning back-to-back titles in 1994 and 1995, the latter against Shaq and Penny's Orlando Magic. Jordan returned late in the 1995 season, but wasn't fully himself, losing to Orlando in the playoffs. In 1996, he came back with vengeance. The Bulls won a then-record 72 games, Jordan claimed MVP, and Chicago beat Seattle in the finals. The next year, they topped Utah, with Jordan's flu game cementing his legend. 1998 was the last dance. Facing the Jazz again, Jordan hit the iconic jumper over Brian Russell to win his 6th title and 6th finals MVP. In 8 years, Jordan won 5 MVPs, 6 championships, and turned the NBA into a global brand. His sneakers, commercials, and highlights transcended the sport. He left on top, having never lost in the finals, and the league suddenly felt wide open. Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe era. The post-Jordan landscape in 1999 was immediately claimed by Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. In just his second season, Duncan averaged over 27 points and 14 rebounds in the playoffs, leading the Spurs to their first championship and earning Finals MVP. San Antonio's disciplined, defense-first approach became the blueprint for sustainable success. In 2000, the Lakers finally got it together under Phil Jackson. Shaquille O'Neal dominated like no one since Wilt, winning MVP and Finals MVP while bulldozing Indiana in the finals. Kobe Bryant emerged as the perfect co-star, hungry, fearless, and already clutch beyond his years. The Lakers repeated in 2001, going 15-1 in the playoffs, with Kobe torching the West and Shaq crushing Philadelphia in the finals. They completed the three-peat in 2002, sweeping New Jersey, with Shaq earning his 3rd straight Finals MVP. But tensions between Shaq and Kobe simmered. In 2003, Duncan reclaimed the throne, winning both MVP and Finals MVP as the Spurs beat the Nets. The Lakers tried to reload in 2004 with Karl Malone and Gary Payton, but the defense of the Detroit Pistons suffocated them, and Finals MVP Chauncey Billups sealed the upset. Shaq was traded to Miami, ending one of the most dominant duos in history. In 2005, Duncan won his 3rd Finals MVP, beating Detroit in 7 games. The following year, Dwyane Wade exploded in the finals, leading Miami back from a 0-2 deficit to beat Dallas. In 2007, the Spurs swept a young LeBron James in Cleveland, with Tony Parker winning Finals MVP. Boston's big three of Garnett, Pierce, and Allen took 2008, but Kobe answered with back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010, finally winning without Shaq and cementing his legacy. Across this stretch, Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe combined for 10 titles, defining an era built on physical play, defense, and superstar willpower. Heat Big Three era. In 2010, LeBron James shook the NBA to its core by teaming up with Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. The Heatleys became the league's most polarizing team overnight, promising not 1, not 2 championships. Year 1 started rocky, but they reached the finals before being stunned by Dirk Nowitzki's Mavericks. Critics piled on, questioning LeBron's ability to win. In the lockout-shortened 2012 season, LeBron responded with one of the greatest playoff runs ever, including a 45-point elimination game against Boston. Miami beat Oklahoma City in the finals, and LeBron was named Finals MVP, silencing the doubters. In 2013, the Heat won 66 games and ripped off a 27-game win streak, the second longest ever. They survived a brutal 7-game Eastern Finals against Indiana and then met San Antonio in the finals. Down 3 with seconds left in Game 6, Ray Allen's corner 3 saved the season, and Miami won in 7. LeBron earned his 2nd straight Finals MVP. In 2014, Miami returned for a 4th straight Finals, but were dismantled by the Spurs' perfect ball movement. Kawhi Leonard emerged as Finals MVP, and LeBron soon shocked the league again by returning to Cleveland. In 4 seasons, Miami made 4 finals and won 2 titles, changing how teams were built and proving that star power could be assembled overnight. Cavs and Warriors era. From 2015 to 2018, the NBA belonged to 2 teams, the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors. In 2015, the Warriors, under rookie coach Steve Kerr, went 67-15, with Steph Curry winning MVP and revolutionizing the game with his deep shooting. They beat an injury-depleted Cavs team in 6 games, with Andre Iguodala earning Finals MVP for defending LeBron LeBron James. In 2016, Golden State broke the regular season wins record at 73-9. Curry won unanimous MVP, and they went up 3-1 in the finals, only for LeBron and Kyrie Irving to pull off the greatest comeback in finals history. LeBron's chase down block and Kyrie's clutch three sealed it in Game 7. The Warriors responded by signing Kevin Durant, who dominated the 2017 finals, averaging over 35 points and winning finals MVP. They repeated in 2018, sweeping Cleveland as Durant earned another finals MVP. LeBron's finals runs were legendary, but the Warriors' mix of shooting, defense, and unselfish play reshaped basketball itself. Balance of power era. From 2019 through 2025, the NBA entered pure chaos. 6 champions in 6 years. The Raptors shocked the world in 2019, led by Kawhi Leonard taking advantage of injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson. In 2020's pandemic bubble, the Lakers, with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, beat Miami. In 2021, Giannis Antetokounmpo delivered Milwaukee's first title in 50 years, dropping 50 in the clincher. In 2022, the Warriors returned, with Steph Curry finally winning Finals MVP. In 2023, Nikola Jokic carried Denver to its first championship, dominating every series. In 2024, Boston's depth and defense overwhelmed Dallas, giving Jaylen Brown Finals MVP. Now in 2025, contenders are everywhere. Cleveland leads the East, Oklahoma City dominates the West, and the Lakers stun the league by trading for Luka Doncic. Superstars move constantly, international talent flourishes, and there's no clear formula for winning. Every season feels like a fresh story, and with no dynasty in sight, the throne is anyone's to claim. If you like this video, consider subscribing and checking out this next video, which YouTube thinks you are going to love.